Wow, Jesus is Lord. The Word works. And watch. I've got the power in the name of Jesus. We're talking about the very power of God here. We're not talking about what I can do. You know, in myself, I can do nothing. But the Bible doesn't say I'm by myself. It says through Christ who strengthens me. Everything is within the realm of possibility for me. Now, yesterday we talked about the guy that had been laid lame ever since he was born as a child, begging for money. Peter and John walks in and he sees them. Peter says, look on us. Or in other words, I got something. Look at me. He says, now I don't have any money to give you, but that which I do have, I'm going to give you. He recognized that he had the power. Now, we know the story. The boy got healed. The young man got healed. And I told you yesterday about speaking to that storm and it having to obey me. Let me read on here. And I hadn't read this, so let me get my glasses so I can read a little better. And so watch this. He leaping up, stood and walked and entered in the temple with them, walking and leaping and praising God. And all the people saw him walking and praising God, and they knew who it was. Now watch. It was such a mighty miracle that God restored the bones, the muscles, the tendons, whatever, it calls it in his ankles and feet. And so he's instantly restored. But watch this. Now, I've had 4 children. I've got 11 grandchildren, 1 great-grandson. I've helped raise them along the way. But a child has to learn to walk. Now, this man's 30-ish. Maybe more because it called him a man. So he's a 30-ish or 40-ish year old man, been crippled all of his life. He didn't know how to walk. But when the power of God hit him in the name, get that? When the power of God hit him because they knew they had the name, then instantly he got up and was leaping and walking and praising God. So another part of the miracle was it was an instant teaching of him to be able to know how to walk. He didn't have to hold on to anybody. He didn't have to learn how to walk. I mean, momentarily, one moment he's over there crippled. The next moment he's over there walking and leaping and praising God. Mighty miracle of God. That's the kind that me and you have when we say in the name of Jesus, and everybody recognized who it was. So they said, you know, what happened to this guy? Well, it looked at... So as the lame man which was healed, lame man was holding on to Peter and John, all the people ran to the temple there. And when Peter saw it, he answered unto the people, watch, boy, this is powerful. Ye men of Israel, why marvel ye at this? Or why look so earnestly on us? Or as through by our power, it's not my power, it's God's power, or holiness we had made this man walk. He said, the God of Abraham did it. And then he went on and talked about it. Verse 16. Acts 3:16, and his name, through faith in his name, hath made this man strong, whom you see and know, the faith which, I got to turn the page because I didn't read. The faith, come on, Bible, turn the page. The faith which is by him hath given him this perfect soundness in the presence of you all. He said faith in the name. You see, I'm just going to take my time to say this. We know about the name of Jesus, but do we use it? Several years ago, I was standing out there on the porch. We was having terrible weather here in Alabama. Tornado was coming across the lake. I live on the lake. It was coming right toward me, and I stood out there coming from the dam. You can see the dam from my house on Logan Martin Lake here in Pale City, Alabama. I was watching this big tornado just come across there, and that thing, boy, it swooped down. It's coming right to my house. I pointed to that thing. I said, you're not coming in here in the name of Jesus. And I watched that thing just kind of shake and divide. One of it went yonder way, and one of it went yonder way. And I read the next morning, several roofs were missing up this way. Several trees were down this way, but I wasn't going to let it come into my house. I have authority in the name. Now, listen, it's not the power of Frank. It's the power of God, but it's faith in his name. My oldest son, Mark, when that terrible tornado came through and killed 150 people here in Alabama, come from Tuscaloosa. It's going right toward his house. He and 2 or 3 of his friends that were part of the church lived in the path of that thing. They got out there and said, you're not coming in here. And the next day, they looked on the radar how that thing came, and you could see it. I flew over it in my airplane and looked at it. That thing just did all kinds of destruction for, 20, 30 miles. It got within about a half a mile of his house. It lifted up, went over his house and his neighbors' houses, and about 2 or 3 miles later, it went back down, did a whole lot of destruction all the way into Georgia. But you don't have to put up with it. Now, I'm not going to be sick in the name of Jesus. I've had my opportunities. Somebody said, you ever been sick? Oh, yeah. But I wouldn't let it stay. I say, in the name of Jesus, you can't stay on me. And I don't let things come around and stay. Watch, I got to go back to this, and I'm going to close on the name. Well, I might not. I might preach a couple more times on it. The power of God is in the name. All of God, all of heaven, all that God is in the name, and He gave it to you. And He gave it to you for you to use for your benefit. So when the devil comes along and says, say, no, in the name of Jesus, I'm healed. Or, you can't pay your bills and there's no money and you ain't got a job. In the name of Jesus, my God meets my needs according to His riches in glory. Actually, it says supply. That's better than just barely being met. But the point is, you got to know that you have something, and you got to have faith in the name to use the name. See, they said, when they were asked about it, how'd this guy get healed? They said, faith in the name. I have faith in the name. I have faith in the name. No sickness shall come nigh my dwelling, no lack, no poverty, no other thing. I take the name of Jesus, which is one of my weapons of my warfare, and I tell the devil, hey, you're not coming in here in the name of Jesus. There's been times my kids, golly, each of my kids went through some tough times. I mean, they were teenagers, and I'd look at them and I'd say, in the name of Jesus, you're not going to serve the devil. In the name of Jesus, you're not going to go crazy. In the name of I don't let these things come around because I use the name. This man, where does time go when you're talking about it? This man was crippled from birth. He's 30 years old, 40 years old, begging for money. And Peter and John says, I can't give you any money, but what I do have, they recognized that they had the power of the name and the legal right to use that name, but such as I have, give I unto thee. In the name of Jesus, rise and walk. His body's restored. Instantly he knows how to walk. Instantly he's praising God. Notice he wasn't praising God when he was crippled. He was a beggar when he was crippled, but when he got healed, he's walking and leaping and praising God, just having a good time praising God. Maybe I'll share another testimony with you tomorrow about that, about a friend of mine. Anyway, got to get out of here today. Got to go. You have the name. Have faith in the name. Use it. Like that check I showed you the other day that somebody sent me in the mail. Didn't do me any good till I took it to the bank and made a deposit, and then I wrote a check. I think might have used my check card, bought some fuel for my truck, I believe, that day. I'm not sure, but I had to use what I have. You have the name. You have faith in the name, and so you got the power that's in the name of Jesus. Get it out. Use it. Be blessed. Hey, have a great day, and until I'm with you tomorrow, saints, remember all day, hey, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the Word works.